Alright, folks, we've done the tea party. This interesting tea party with Ben Castellum, the Delta and Federin. And I want to do these two next. Again, I don't feel like doing this particular one for today because it's a really long one. And I kind of want to do these ones because these are short as well, so we're going to be doing these ones. Don't worry, we're going to get to Cornelia soon enough. We're going to get to her, like, soon enough. Don't you worry your little head. So, yeah, we're going to be doing Valentine's Day letters. Another love-related event right over here. Which, holy mother of God, how many of these have we had up until this point? We had, not a ton of, but just cause Mother's Day present, kind of love related. The Love Charm, White Day, this says Sister's Valentine, and now we have this, which again, I'm not surprised. Umineko is about love as well, but god damn it, we have like 5 events like with this kind of theme and we still don't have a Christmas episode? Jesus freaking Christ. Where's my Christmas episode?
失礼いたします。バトラ様、皆様からバレンタインレターを預かっております。
Alright, Valentine's Day letters.
あ、そうか。どれどれ。
Okay, from all 7 sisters. Okay. I guess it is to be expected, I guess. I feel like we're gonna leave a Lucifer for last. If we are to choose, if we're gonna go in a particular order. Well, let's start with Asmodeus, I guess. Alright.
ゲーム版の主にして偉大なる領主陛下へ。私のハートを溶かしてチョコにしました。いえ、なれるものなら陛下のチョコになりたかったです。もしなれたなら陛下に食べてもらってお口の中でその柔らかで温かな舌の上で寝そべってあなたの口中をたっぷりと楽しませることができるのだから。
You yourself would want it to be his chocolate, so that you would melt in his strong yet tender arms.
煉獄の7姉妹、7女、アスモデウスより愛と恋と切なさを込めて。
Alright. Quite a delicious sounding Valentine's Day letter over there. Makes sense from Asmodeus. We started this strong.
ゲーム版の主にして偉大なる領主陛下へ。陛下に失礼なチョコを送ってはならないと思い、試食に試食を重ね、最も美味なチョコを探しました。煉獄の7姉妹6女、ベルゼブブより愛とカカオを込めて。PS、一番美味なチョコは本当に美味しかったです。食べ出したら止まりませんでした。全部食べてしまったので、陛下には2番目に美味しかったチョコを送ります。
Is it just me or is Beelzebub's voice different in Tsubasa in comparison to the main story? I don't know, I'd have to check back.
ごめんなさい。
Okay. Alright, Mamon.
偉大なる領主陛下にして素敵なあなたへ。家具として働き陛下の信頼を勝ち取ることは家具の喜びです。でもそれ以上の信頼を得たいと願うのは家具には過ぎた願いでしょうか。私は強欲のマモン。あなたの瞳に映る女を私だけにしたいと願う欲深き家具です。煉獄の7姉妹、五女マモンより 愛を込めて愛を求めて。
Alright. Pretty good. Pretty good. Belphegor?
ゲーム版の主にして偉大なる領主陛下へ。私は多数の男性にチョコを配っておりますが、それは自己を磨かぬ者でさえも毎年チョコがもらえ、ますますに怠惰にさせるための悪魔のチョコなのです。
Man, you know, I just love Belphegor's voice. Like, if I'm to compare to the other girls, like, it sounds so different. Like, she is among the eldest, and I can sense that.
しかし陛下は自己の研鑽を常に続けられるお方。怠惰への罠でなく、心よりの気持ちを込めてバレンタインチョコを献上いたします。煉獄の7姉妹四女ベルフェゴールより愛と敬意を込めて。
Alright. Satan?
我らが7姉妹の主にして偉大なる領主陛下へ。不甲斐なき姉妹たちが領主陛下に無礼な手紙を添えたチョコを献上しているものと思います。しかし姉妹たちに責任はありません。すべて私の日々の指導が至らぬせいです。深くお詫び申し上げます。お叱りはどうかこの私めにどのようなお叱りをも覚悟しております。煉獄の7姉妹三女サタンより愛と謝罪を込めて。
Okay. Sure. Just a letter of apology, I guess. Leviathan.
どうせ私以外からもたくさんチョコをもらってるだろう。私のチョコなんてどうせたくさんの中の一つでしょうけれども、私の精一杯の気持ちを込めてお送りします。でもたくさんの中の一つで私は構いません。あなたに恋する無数の目の中に嫉妬に狂うルビーが2つ混じってることをお忘れなく。煉獄の7姉妹次女レビアタンより愛と嫉妬を込めて。
I will say, I always had my eyes more on Leviathan than the other girls, so I would accept that chocolate with a lot more love than the rest, for sure. And here comes Lucifer. Let's see.
ゲーム版の主にして偉大なる領主陛下へ。バレンタインデーにつき煉獄の7姉妹を代表してチョコレートをお送りするとともに永遠の忠誠をお誓い申し上げるものであります。煉獄の7姉妹長女ルシファーより愛と忠誠を込めて。 PS このルシファーご用命いただければ椅子にも食台にも猫にも絨毯にも家具にも奴隷にもなります。どうかこの卑しい家具めを領主陛下のお気に召すままにお使いください。
Spicy? Alright.
悪い気はしねえな。
まだまだたくさんの手紙が届いておりますよ。
Oh yes, please. Can we get some from the cheesters? Ah, there you go. Alright. I wanna leave 410 last. Oh man, we're getting a love letter from 556 too. Oh my. Like legit, I think this is the first time we're gonna get some Chister 556 content? Goodness me. Wow, okay. Let's see.
Ate, かけら第116万8410番領主陛下。
Ah, she sounds cute.
初、シエスタ姉妹近衛隊第4096戦隊本部。ありがとうの気持ちにチョコを添えてお送りします。どうかこれからもシエスタ姉妹近衛隊をよろしくご指導願います。近衛隊は女子しかいないので、こういう習慣は初めてで不慣れです。これでバレンタインのお作法は合っていますか？教えてもらえたならありがたいです。シエスタ556。追伸、先日引いたおみくじが大凶でした。次の護衛任務は気をつけたいです。
Alright. That was lovely. Chister 00.
あて、かけら第111万8460番領主陛下。初、シエスタ姉妹近衛隊第4096戦隊本部。バレンタインデーを祝福するとともに、陛下への敬愛の念を込めて本庄を送付するものであります。同風のチョコは姉妹近衛隊の衛生部門にて検疫を受けております。どうぞ安心してお召し上がりください。
Alright.
シエスタ00。
Very serious, very serious. 4-5.
あて、かけら第113万6480番領主陛下。初、シエスタ姉妹近衛隊第4096戦隊本部。いつもお世話になっております。本当は手作りのチョコを送りたかったのですが、昨年のチョコレートテロの影響で今年から手作りチョコの送付が禁じられてしまいました。
Chocolate terrorism incident. Are we talking about what Beatrice did? Because they fixed it. There's no terrorism involved in this anymore. Ban on putting handmade chocolate in the mail.
陛下のお口に合うように心を込めて選びました。お召し上がりいただければ幸いです。
Yeah, it does feel like Chister 45's voice is different in this as well. Like, I remember it being a lot squeakier.
シエスタ45。
Alright. And here comes my favorite Chister. Come here. Let me see what you wrote.
あて、かけら第118万8460番領主陛下。初、シエスタ姉妹近衛隊第4096戦隊本部。ばらまく義理チョコはバレンタインのショットガン。決め打ち本命チョコはバレンタインの狙撃ライフル。あんたに送るチョコはバレンタインのなんなんに？シエスタ410に。
Oh. Adorable. That one shot through my heart like a sniper rifle. Oh, okay. I also have the Inquisitors. Alright.
近景、寒さますますに厳しい今日この頃、 陛下においてはますますにご健康であると察し奉るものなりや、謹んでセントバレンタインデーを祝福するとともに、敬愛のチョコレートをここに送付し奉る。上級補佐官ガートルード。 PS 最近猫を飼い始めました。可愛いですよね。
Okay, that's cool. You sound very happy about it as well.
陛下は犬派ですか、猫派ですか？
I don't know. Initially, I would say my preference ways with dogs, especially with corgis and inus, but I don't know. I don't know lately. Things are changing into cats once again. Like it's just changing to cats once again, apparently. I guess it's dependent on my mood. Like my brain has been a little bit mush lately, so I'm going a little bit slow. Therefore, I guess I'm going with cats. Even though it's not necessarily that I'm saying that cats are more calm than dogs. It's just that, I don't know.
大寒の頃、春の足音を聞きつつこたつにこもることこれ至福なりやと知りたまえの今日この頃、いかがお過ごしなりやと申し上げ奉る。
And it is.
昨年のチョコレートテロ事件以来、本行事を嫉妬し転覆させんと企む輩多数が犯行声明を出したる者なり、法の万人の自覚を持ちてますますに職務に励む者なりや。補佐官コーネリア、異端審問官たるもの、書面も法語を使うことが求められるものなり。
Oh, that sucks.
読み方さ、平にご容赦奉りたまえ。
Alright. My little baby Delanor.
セントバレンタインデーを祝福し、日頃の感謝の気持ちを込めて本チョコを送付します。バレンタインは贈るよりもらってみたいです。チョコは好きです。子供なので。
Okay, Delanor's voice is definitely different than this.
飲むチョコは嫌いです。
You hate hot chocolate? Aw, man.
こぼすので。
You know, Cordelia did say that it is mandatory to use like court language in these mails and such. But I guess Delanor doesn't really give a fuck about that.
洗っても落ちないです。ガートルードに手紙を見せると何度も書き直しをさせられて嫌なので、今年はガートルードに見つかる前にこっそり送付します。
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
首席異端審問官ドラノール A. ノックス。
Like, Delanor sounds a lot more kiddish, like childish in this. Like, in the main story, her voice was childish, but at the same time a little bit more serious-like. That's for sure. Trying to explain it to the best of my abilities. Okay, Zeparum Fufu.
セントバレンタインデー、しっかり楽しんでるかな？もちろん僕も楽しんでるよ。何しろ今日は奥手な男子たちをチョコの毒牙で駆り立てることが許された一日だからね。僕は狙った獲物は絶対に逃がさないよ。だからこのチョコは バレンタインチョコなんて生優しいものじゃなくて、君への反抗予告ってところかな。愛の草原で迷い奉公する君という旅人よ。どうか僕に襲われないように気をつけて。恋の狩猟者ゼパル。
Alright.
セントバレンタインデー、いかがお過ごしかしら。今日ほどチョコレートが甘くてとろける日は存在しないわ。どうかどんなに小さな一粒のチョコであっても、その中に詰まった思いをいっぱいに味わって。あなたのそのチョコ、まだ義理チョコだと思ってるの？義理チョコって言わなければ赤面を隠せない女心を分かってあげて。私のチョコはもちろん全部本命。愛も女もいらないなんてかっこつけてる君を、もう愛なくして生きていけない体にしてあげるから。恋の調教者フルフル。
フルフル。
チョコの中に何が入っているやら。
It reminds me of that meme or something like that. Is it from that Honkai monorail game? Kururu Kurukuruin or something like that? I don't fucking know. It reminds me of that.
どれもおっかなくて食えたもんじゃないだろうぜ。
Monorail. Stop it.
大丈夫でございますよ。
Okay, so you guys probably know of that monorail song from Simpsons and such. I gave it a listen like a while ago. I haven't watched Simpsons when I was a kid. I watched a little bit. I don't particularly care that much about Simpsons. And that song, Monorail, at this point, it annoys me like a lot. It's just monorail. I hear it and now it annoys me.
バトラ様が彼女たちのチョコを食べることはできかねますので。
あ？そりゃ食いたいとは思わないが、なんでだ？
Wait, did I miss something? I wonder what's in that chocolate. I'm too scared to eat it. Wait, which one?
こちら。
I mean, there's so much chocolate at this point. I don't think we would be able to.
Happy Valentine!
Of course, we're gonna get one from Beatrice.
And 残念でした。そなたには随分とチョコが届いていたようだが。
All of it?
わらわとスタッフがすべて美味しくいただいておいたぞ。わらわに目をつけられたからには最後、終生女子からのチョコは届かぬと知るがよい。
Other than yours, I assume.
まあ、さすがに気の毒だから一粒だけチョコを進呈しよう。
Okay.
慈悲深いわらわに感謝するがいい。本当は手作りのつもりだったが、あまりに美味しくできてしまったので自分で食べてしまった。
Are you kidding me? Like, are we gonna go through this again?
だからそなたには材料用に買ったチョコで十分である。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。
Oh. At least she didn't lie about it at this point.
似合わねえことしやがって。
I guess so.
どうかお嬢様の精一杯のお気持ちを受け取ってあげてくださいませ。
Man. And Beatrice ate all the chocolates from the steaks, the inquisitors, the cheesters. Thank goodness for these witches who have like anti-diabetes spell. My goodness.
まあ、たまには材料用のチョコもいいかもな。
Good on fucking them. I wish such a thing was real in real life, like an anti-diabetes spell for people.
ありがとうございます。では最後に、エンジェ様のお手紙とチョコ。
Hey, thank you, little sister Angie.
エンジェからも？
お兄ちゃんへ。きっとバレンタインのチョコがお兄ちゃんのとこにもたくさん届いていると思います。思わせぶりなチョコもたくさんあるだろうけど、浮かれないように。お兄ちゃんの頃と違って最近の女の子はお友達感覚で気軽にチョコをやり取りするんです。チョコがちょっと手作りでハート型だったりするからって。お兄ちゃんの可愛い妹エンジェより。
That's lovely. Quite a surprising end there. I thought they were gonna end it with Beatrice, but no, we got Angie's too, which is nice. Man, there are surely some interesting ones that we're gonna be doing soon enough. One from 556, one that more than likely has to do with Toya for sure. I don't know what this is about. Important facts concerning magic. And the Angel of 17 Years. I assume Angie and Virgilia have an intoxicating battle of ideas at the Comic Kit. Are we talking about future Angie? Like, during the time when they finally, when Angie reunited with her brother? I don't know. But today we're gonna be doing this one. Sakutaro's story right over here. I'm excited about this one. On the path to become the king of beasts. Remember, guys. How long have I been here? Things seem to have changed since I woke up. Because I was neither in the warm futon nor the basket filled with stuffed animals. Whoa? It was dark, and I found myself standing at the base of a rocky mountain. There was no grass, just a naked rock. There were trees, but they were completely withered, and not a single leaf on them. Who am I? Where am I?
あなたはマリアが大切にしていたライオンのぬいぐるみ、サク太郎ですよ。
Thanks to the voice, I remembered everything. That's exactly right. I am Sakutaro, a stuffed lion. But why am I here? Where's Maria? Remembering things one by one, I arrived at my last memory. And I figured out where I was.
この山は煉獄山。あなたは今、煉獄山のふもとにいるのです。
This person is Virgilia, one of the witches who gave me a soul. Okay, how are we going for a literal retelling of Dante's Inferno or something like that?
魔女さん、僕はマリアのところへ帰りたいです。帰らなかったらマリアがきっと泣き止みません。どうやったら帰ることができますか？
この山のてっぺんに至れば帰ることはできるでしょう。ただし、それはとても大変な試練です。
その試練に耐えられたら、僕はマリアのところへ帰れますか？
帰れます。ですが、それはあまりに大変なことですよ。
ウリュ、マリアのところに帰れるなら、僕は何でも頑張ります。
Alright, Virgilia told me all the fearful trial that was ahead, but I remained composed. Alright, My little baby, let's do this. I'll protect you. Yeah, that was the only path that led back to Maria. I had no reason not to follow it. Clenching my fists, as well as my cotton, I began to ascend Mount Purgatory. Alright, well, let's be careful, let's be careful.
ここは第一巻高慢の罪を清める場所です。ご覧なさい。ここでは生前に高慢の罪を犯した者たちが重い石を背負って歩き続けなければなりません。
Oh man, that was what Vegeta told me. She also told me that the demons of Mount Purgatory would find me here.
お前には高慢の罪がある。その罪を清めなければ上へはいかせん。
ウリュウ、
Aw man, the sin of pride?
僕にはどんな高慢の罪があるのですか？
Yes, what did he do?
お前はマリアには自分がいなくてはダメだと決めつけている。ぬいぐるみの分際でとんだ思い上がりだ。お前には高慢の罪がある。さあここで良いというまで岩を背負い続けるがいい。
At first, I thought that around an hour would be enough for them to attain forgiveness for this. However, it wasn't as simple as it seemed. And I get it. I currently did. Since I want something as far-fetched as being revived, there's no way I'd be easily forgiven.
ウリュウ、わかりました。お兄さんがいいと言うまで頑張ります。
I was burdened with a heavy rock that matched my son's. Oh. Well, it was more just a stone. I'll get dusty if I carry this thing around on my shoulders. But for Maria's sake, I had to come back home as fast as I could. Okay, alright little buddy. Do your best. I took the large stone and started going around the first rank of the mountain over and over, together with the crowd that it did. And I hope that it's not too heavy. I must come back to Maria, right? Of course, I want to come back.
それをお兄さんに怒られてしまったんだね。頑張ろう。
Day by day, without any rest, I carried the stone around in circles. My goodness, I did not expect this kind of story for Sakutaro. Like, this is something that would be seen as punishment for someone like Balor for what he has done in the main story and, you know, stuff like that. Being locked in a room for an eternity, having to do this sort of stuff, Dante's Inferno style, that's surely something. Oh my god.
サクタロ、よくぞ頑張った。お前の傲慢の罪は清められたぞ。
Okay, good.
お兄さん、ありがとうございます。上へ登ってもいいですか？
よかったですね、サクタロ。さあ、上へ登りましょう。
Vegeta was waiting for my child to be over this whole time. It took me 2 years. In human years? In human time? You know, it's so dusty that even if I dived deep into water, it wouldn't wash away. Rather than a yellow lion, I became a brown bear.
マリアは僕がちょっと汚れてるくらいで嫌いになったりはしないよ。さあ、上へ登ろう。
Alright, let's.
ここは第2巻。嫉妬者がまぶたを縫い止められて歩き続けなければならないところです。
Oh my god. I guess it makes sense even more for Sakutaro given that he's a plush. Sewing stuff is part of the deal of being a plush toy and such, but... Okay, hold on. You're telling me that Sakataro is gonna go through all 7 sins? Jesus Christ. I mean, let's see. Would he have envy? I guess you could say that. I don't know, honestly. Maybe he would have envy for the other plush toys or something like that. That Sakataro would want Maria all for herself. Would he have that kind of sin as well? I don't know. I once more stopped by a demon.
お前はマリアとその母親の関係にいつも嫉妬していただろう。その罪を清めるまで上へ登ることは許さん。
Jealous of Maria's relationship with her mother. Okay, I was pretty close. I was thinking of the animals, but... Nah, it's about Maria's relationship. That could well be true. When Maria watched TV with her kind mama, I was always sitting on Maria's lap. She only talked to mama, so I can say that I never felt envy during those times.
ウリュウ、それも僕の罪です。ここの試練も頑張ります。
お前はぬいぐるみだからまぶたがないではないか。ではこうしよう。お前の両目の黒い布をちぎってしまう。
As long as it doesn't hurt. The eyes that Maria always praised for being so cute were torn off in an instant. Cotton almost started spitting out of the holes. Cotton is precious. It's thanks to Cotton that I'm fluffy, and that Maria is happy with me. Holding me back with both my hands, I unsteadily crawled on the surface of the mountain, challenging the new trial. Okay, how long is this gonna last? The trial of the second rank took 2 whole years as well. Another 2 years.
よく耐えた。お前の嫉妬の罪は清められたぞ。さあ、お前の目を返してやろう。
Alright. The demon sewed the black fabric of my eyes back on. I guess if I'm to think thematically or something like that, the idea of getting rid of the eyes to purify the sin of envy, I guess it would be to tell you, hey, stop looking at others. Simple as that. Stop looking at others in a comparative way, I guess. With your own eyes. Therefore, get rid of your eyes to purify your sins. My face ended up changing somehow. And because I spent so long crawling around, the white fabric of my belly became completely black and worn out as well. Is Sakataro gonna change appearance completely? Like, black, brown instead of yellow, white, like black instead of white? But I will persevere. I'll definitely come back to Maria. Uryu!
ここは第3巻。
Sakataro is gonna become dark Sakataro.
憤怒の罪を清めるところです。
The son of Ralph. Did he ever display... I mean... He was definitely... very protective of Maria. Like back when Rosa died in one of the episodes. I don't remember which episode it was. It was when Kanon decided to kill Rosa for the sake of that love trial and such, and therefore Maria and Sakataro came in to fight Kanon for the sake of Rosa and such. And I remember Sakataro being really mad, obviously because of that, but other than that, the son of Ralph. Or more simply, yeah, that's a lot more simple. Yeah, now makes sense. I mean, I guess it makes sense given what Maria and Rosa went through. You would feel some wrath there.
ここは第4巻怠惰の罪を清めるところです。
Oh, thank goodness. Don't tell me that he is actually gonna go through 14 years of punishment for this. Sloth.
お前はマリアと楽しく日々を過ごし、マリアが自立し勉強する機会を奪い、怠惰に引きずり込んだ。その罪を清めるまで上へ登ることは許さん。
I mean, Maria always could have just said no, I want to study and such, but I get that. This trial also took a long time. At the third rank, in the middle of the terribly heavy smoke, I was forced to constantly pray while choking violently. By the end, the smell of smoke would no longer come out. And I was sad, because Maria hated the stench of tobacco smoke. At the fourth rank, I was made to run around the mountain. I was chased by a dreadful demon. It was very scary. My fabric kept getting caught on rocks and cotton getting torn out. Only after I purified this sin did I notice that my right leg had been torn to pieces.
ここは第5巻貪欲の罪を清めるところです。
僕はマリアに誰よりも、そしていつまでも、昨日までよりも愛されたいと常に願ってきました。それが貪欲の罪になるかもしれません。
分かっているようだな。ここでは地に伏してその罪を悔い改めるのだ。
ここは第6巻暴食の罪を清めるところです。
ウリュウ、僕はマリアが一人ぼっちでお留守番をする夜によくお菓子パーティーを開こうと言ってました。寝る前にお菓子を食べるのはいけないことだと知っていたのにです。それは暴食の罪になると思います。
分かっているようだな。ここでは食べ物を前にその罪を悔い改めるのだ。
And this trial seemed easy compared to all the previous ones. They seem easy. Maybe it's because Sakutaro is starting to understand his sins even before he's being talked about this. So he's getting like an easier punishment in comparison to when he was told what his sins were, like back in the first ones. I don't know. Maybe this one is going to be really hard, this last one. However, it is already nighttime among Purgatory. The wind blew, it rained and snowed. Snow? Sometimes boiled sulfur came raining down. I guess this is the closest that we are ever going to get to a Christmas episode. Spending several years to repent for all my sins, I became more and more worn out. The wind and the rain caused me to become completely black, and I looked more like a dusty mop than a stuffed animal. If you were to brush your cheek against me now, I would not feel soft at all. I feel like a dirty, wrung-out mop, one that's completely stiff and dry. During the time I was being soaked by the rain and dried by the sun, both of my legs and my left arm were torn off. My mane became black and damaged. Even if nobody tells me about it, I know full well that I look nothing like a lion anymore. I have finally overcome the 7th rank, and I finished my trials. Virgilia has been guiding me through this for over 10 years now. I'm not a lion anymore. I'm not a stuffed animal. I'm just a coal-colored cotton wool. I overcame every trial, but I'm very sad. Maria won't recognize me like this. I was made by her mama, and I was a unique stuffed animal. So the only one who could fix me is my mama herself. And that is something I knew from the start. And since it was my own creator who destroyed me, she'll probably never fix me again. I have purified all my sins, but I can no longer return to Maria as Sakutaro.
Sakutaro, 本当によく頑張りました。あなたは天国へ行くことを選ばない代わりに、ベアトリーチェの魔法で再び人間の世界に蘇ることが特別に許されました。
You know what? You know what? It just came to my mind right now. This could very well have been added in the story as well. This could have been like a story of Sakutaro being told like after the whole incident happened in episode 4 where Maria basically killed Sakutaro. This story would have happened and then Sakutaro would come back afterwards. Naturally, it would have been something.
僕はこんなにもみすぼらしい黒ずんだ綿の塊に過ぎません。こんな僕が本当に作太郎なのでしょうか。
Like I can imagine like when all 7 sins are purified, Sakutaro is gonna come back to his original purified like golden state. Like Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings movies. White Gandalf.
マリアは本当に僕を作太郎だと分かってくれるでしょうか。
あなたをあなただと認めてくれるかどうかは誰にもわかりません。それを知ることが恐ろしいなら、あなたは天国へ登ることもできるのですよ。
Sakutaro felt unsure about his decision. I'm not even a stuffed animal anymore. I'm just a dirt black piece of cotton. Even if I were to come back to Maria, there's no chance she'll know who I am.
どちらにしますか？天国でも人間界でも。どちらを選んでも良いのですよ。
ウリュウ、僕の答えは決まってます。
マリアはあなたが作太郎だと分かってくれないかもしれませんよ。
マリアが僕を分かってくれるかじゃないんです。僕がマリアの近くにいたいんです。僕のことを汚い綿の塊だと思ってしまってもいいんです。
Yeah, baby.
わかりました。それではあなたをベアトリーチェの魔法に委ねることにしましょう。
六軒島のベアトリーチェのもとへ？
いいえ、違います。あなたの試練の間に新たなものがベアトリーチェの名を受け継ぎました。そのもののもとであなたはよみがえります。その無限の魔法による奇跡で。
Sakutaro slowly woke up. It smelled dusty. A futon shop, maybe? This was neither Maria's room nor Beatrice's mansion. Sakutaro heard someone's voice. He heard someone descending a wooden staircase. Who's there? Will they recognize me as Sakutaro? Okay, so it's basically what I was thinking of before. We're talking about episode 4 here. Will they take me back to Maria? I was mixed in with a bunch of other stuffed animals and continued to slumber. I guess so. I guess this is also confirmation for the whole theory for episode 4 about Sakutaro being found there. Huh. Alright, well, it is 35 freaking degrees Celsius outside, but I decided that today I'm gonna try my best to survive like an hour for Cornelia's story right over here, instead of doing like short ones. We're gonna be doing Cornelia the New Priest story, also as a remedy for my problem over here with the heat. I have a water spray for myself. Can't believe that I forgot about this. I actually have like a couple of them. I had these for a while and I forgot about them for like the entire summer. Like you can hear it like right now. I'm shaking it right now. Actually, let me put some of my on myself right now. Just spray myself in the face. Ah, so good. So good. Alright. The new priest, let's go. Within the Repentance Enforcement Agency, the laws of the Great Court of Heaven are strictly enforced. Its inquisitors of heresy are praised as knights of the law, and countless virtuous youths dream of nothing but joining their ranks. So when Cornelia became an inquisitor aide, no one that knew her was surprised in the slightest. It was the dream of the future that she had written in her grade school yearbook. Now she had simply made it a reality. Yeah, once again, I have to ask, just like in the main story, is there like a school for demons and girls that want to become inquisitors in the future? Girls that want to become like cheesters as well after graduating school? There were things that surprised her upon entry, though. The first and foremost was the amount of free time the job had. While it's true that the top inquisitors are incredibly busy, the department Cornelia had been assigned to was much slower in regards to workload. And further betraying her expectations, the atmosphere could only be described as loose. Hmm?
金慶、謹んで申し上げ立てまつる。
Okay. We are here. I guess so. Are we... Cornelia, do you have like a job in... like in Higurashi? My god.
コーネリア三等司祭、着任するものなり。
Lo and behold, like Cornelia's first job is to work with Oishi. Look at this place.
上司先輩所見、我に任務を与えたまえ。
Man, imagine if I have done like this Tsubasa story before even starting Higurashi. I would not have recognized this place, because this is a background from Higurashi. That's for sure. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is it.
いや、特にないよ。ああ、お茶のおかわりお願いできる？あと、平時は無理に法語を使わなくても大丈夫だから。
That was the answer given to Cornelia by her senior officer on her first day of work, as she stood at attention, ready to fulfill her duties.
謹んで申し上げ立てまつる。勤務中は法語を使用するものなりと服務規定に記されているものと知りたまえ。
まあ、一応そういうことになってるけど、7巻は組合との折衝で外務以外では無理に使わなくてもいいことになってんの。ここじゃ堅苦しいでしょ。服務規定の話が出たから教えとくけど、昼休みも12時から1時までじゃなくて11時45分から1時までだから。
金慶、昼休みは12時からの1時間と定められているものと知れ。
Hey, I mean, more lunchtime.
ほら、3時に15分休みがあるでしょ。それを昼休みと連結して取得してもいいってことで組合が折衝したの。先輩方が勝ち取った権利なんだからごちゃごちゃ言わないようにね。あと組合が決めたわけじゃないけど、新人は30分早く出勤してみんなの机の掃除とお茶の配膳をしとくのが慣例だから。ま、初日だしあんまり固くならないでよろしくね、コーネリアちゃん。あと今日の6時から隣のすすき屋で組合の新人歓迎会あるから出てよね。鉄火丼出るよ、鉄火丼。
よろしく申し上げ立てまつる。同心二等司祭。
Court language is the archaic way of speaking that Cornelia uses. Since the texts of the law use many archaic terms, those that uphold it must use this language while on duty as well. But since it's so different from the usual speech, using it all day just isn't easy. That's why the worker union was able to lobby for simplification of the language in the internal districts, and limit its usage only to interacting with the outside. Thus, their everyday conversations were held in the usual colloquial language. I guess. Okay. I just expect Oishi to just pop in like any day now. Like imagine. Like we're secretly gonna learn that Oishi is actually an Inquisitor himself as well. The Inquisitor of Frozen Hill. That was the biggest shock of Cornelia's first day. To a girl who had hoped to join the Inquisitor section no matter what, whose fervent desire was to mete out the death penalty to evil. Court language was the greatest symbol of all those hopes. The Inquisitor section was the duty she wanted to devote the entirety of her life to. That meant equal devotion to using court language. In order to use it properly, she had begged her poor parents, insisting that she didn't need an allowance, to let her attend a weekly court language class. Without a court language, the Inquisitor section doesn't even deserve that name. In order to show her stalwart, single-minded devotion towards entering the Inquisitor section, Cornelia had used court language in day-to-day conversation ever since she was a child. Jesus Christ. She'd been so unnecessarily diligent in her studies. She had received top marks in court language on the Inquisitor entrance examination. She'd also received first prize for her usage of the language in an oratorial contest at her school. Because of her exceptionally high marks on the personnel examination of the Great Court, accepting her into the organization was simply a matter of course. In a ministry, usually those with exceptional marks got their choice of department. However, Cornelia had not been assigned to the department she wanted. It might have had something to do with her interviews. Whatever the case, the truth of the matter was that she hadn't been assigned to repentance enforcement, as she'd hoped, but instead to the General Affairs Department. Okay. The duty of the General Affairs was to process various types of paperwork. Of course, it was still an important department, but confronting and smiting evil was under the purview of other departments. Departments that she hadn't been assigned to. Her first choice had been the 8th District, the SSVD. SSVD, I feel like I've heard that before. Something that has to do with Inquisitors. They were an elite band of witch hunters, under the command of Wizard Hunting Right, known for his rigid efficiency. Maybe that's why. If that was impossible, her second choice would have been the 7th District, the Eisenjungfrau. Okay. That's where Delanor A. Knox, famous for her 10 witches, resided. But instead of either of them, she ended up in the General Affairs Paperwork Department. Cornelia thought to herself. Of course, even inside her head, she used court language. Be still, my heart. Listen closely, young Cornelia. A journey of 1,000 miles still begins with a single step. For your attention, I beg to inform you of the following. This journey we are undertaking will be long and arduous until we reach our goal. Yeah, she wouldn't be discouraged. She told herself that she had been posted here because she wasn't yet ready for the more important departments. But by building up achievements and recognition, the day would surely come that she would transfer to an enforcement department. For her immense effort in studying to become an Inquisitor 8, she'd passed the examination. So it would take similar effort to become a fully fledged Inquisitor of Heresy, huh? The time will come, that's for sure. How she will reach that point, that's what I'm curious about. Now, let us put forth our utmost effort. Come what may. With that enthusiasm in mind, she pulled open her desk drawer. She did that in order to see what materials her predecessor had left her. Okay, there was a heavy folder packed full with documents. On top of them all, there was a book. Being on top, it must have been the single most important one. Crossword! Oh, the Crossword magazine with fabulous prizes. Crossword. So this was her predecessor's most important material? Something tells me that you're gonna have to keep it to your... Something tells me that you're gonna have to keep it, Cornelia. Treasure it.
これ式でくじけることなどないと知りたてまつれ。ふぬ。
She wouldn't be discouraged. That refusal to be crushed was one of her most redeeming features. Yeah, that's right. She got the spirit. Cornelia threw Crosswell into the recycling bin. Aw, man. I haven't really done crosswords that much, to be quite honest. Of course, she removed the staples before doing it. If the work she wanted hadn't been given to her, it must have been because she wasn't at the level that needed to carry it out. So what she needed to do was learn the work of her senior staff members, and be quickly acknowledged as an independent worker. Over time, she would be given more and more work with ever-increasing responsibility. And then, much like how she passed the Inquisitor examination, she would reach greater and greater achievements, until she would earn that dangling eared cap. The dangling eared cap is a hat that only Inquisitors are permitted to wear. Okay. It got its nickname from the two ears that hang at the cap's sides. It's said the first time you wear it is a time when your desire to become an Inquisitor of Heresy has been truly granted. So her current earless hat felt like a little more than a nurse's cap.
我が聖母よ、必ずや耳を生やすものと知りたてまつれ。いつか、きっと。
Alright, one day.
必ずなりや。
Gripping her hat tightly with both hands, she made an oath for its future. Now, we must do our best. Merely idling will not help us learn our tasks. If we cannot learn, then we cannot be entrusted with anything. We cannot just learn by listening. We cannot learn just by idling and waiting for someone to tell us what to do. Learn by doing. Take in what you see. People that wait to be told what to do are the ones that are always called idiots by middle-aged men, and branded the lazy generation out of irritation. I cannot just appeal to those that are sympathetic to my passion for studying. I'll carefully observe my senior co-workers, and steal their methods. Actually, let me see something right over here. I mean, yeah, I guess so. Even in the main story, Cornelia is still, you know, learning and studying, and is on the path to become a full-fledged Inquisitor, because she still didn't have her Inquisitor cap with the ears and such from the looks of it. Wait, I don't remember. Did the Gertrude have one? She does, actually. Interesting. Yeah, Gertrude has. Cornelia still doesn't have it, even in the main story. That's interesting. I never really paid attention to that. Another staff member was staring through the window into the distance while clutching a teacup, lost in thought. That is quite an interesting detail. There was one tapping fiercely away on their keyboard. But as soon as Cornelia walked behind them, they quickly minimized what they were working on. They were playing video games. Of course, there were a few people doing paperwork, but it didn't seem like they were doing much worth learning about. In other words, there weren't any skills on display that Cornelia could use as a reference.
コーネリアちゃん、ちょっと頼んでいい？
はい、同志二等司祭。
階級なんて恥ずかしいよ。名前でいいよ。今日のお昼ね、あゆかでおそば取るんだけど、コーネリアちゃんも頼む？
Sweetfish... what? We were planning on calling Sweetfish River for noodles. Do you want anything? Calling... is that a... Oh my god, it's a place for food, okay. You know what? Hold on a second. Like, I'm getting really annoyed by this. Like, why are there like wind noises right here? Also, I really want to lower it down. I don't want to lower it too much, because there may be times when I want to hear like the loud, like, you know, battle sound effects and such, and it will be cool. And I don't want them to be too low. But at the same time, like the voices, even my own voice is drowned by the freaking wind right over here. Like it was happening with like Sakutaro's side story as well. Why is there like wind noises right here? I don't know.
自分はお弁当の用意があるものなり、事態と感謝を申し上げたてまつる。
ああ、そう？じゃあ注文をお願いできる？
Here, her predecessor had her left a list of telephone numbers on her desk mat, most of them for local delivery shops. Cornelia dialed O to switch to the external line. And then... well, it's not O, it's 0. Beep, 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 beep.
Hi, Ayukawa! はい、もしもし。
緊急謹んで申し上げたてまつる。昼食の出前注文を望むものと知りたまえ。
Alright, there you go.
はい。そうじゃん、電話代わってくれる？緊急さんとかわかる？
緊急
頼んだ冷水器の業者さん？もう黙ってよ。
ったく。はいはい。はい、もしもし、おそばのあゆかわでございます。
あゆ。
緊急謹んで申し上げたてまつる。
Come on, Cornelia.
昼食の出前注文を望むものと知りたまえ。
え？ああ、はいはい。はい、注文どうぞ。
Yes, that.
母ちゃん、法院の人だよ。冷水器はまだ頼んでないって。ああ、はい、注文どうぞ。
注文は以下と知りたてまつれ。カモセイロ、大盛り、天ぷら、カツ丼。
ああ、カモセイロの大盛り？それとも盛りそば大盛り？天ぷらはうどん、そば？カツ丼は関東風でいいの？
あ、待ちたまえ。確認するものなりや。
お姉ちゃん、新人さん。交互で大丈夫だよ。待ってるから早く先輩に聞いてきな。
Even the owner of the noodle shop she was ordering from was telling her not to bother with the core language. Feeling like she had something stuck in her throat, she went to confirm the orders from the senior staff once again.
緊急お尋ね申し上げるものなりや。カモセイロは大盛りやいいのか。天ぷらは関東風で良いのかいいのか。カツ丼はうどんとそば、どちらが良いのか。
カモセイロは大盛りじゃなくていいよ。俺の盛りとこんがらがってない？俺のが大盛りね。天そばの関東風って何？新メニュー？ああ、じゃあ俺それでいいわ。
カツ丼はセットじゃなくて単品でお願いね。もう若くねえからセットは食えねえよ。そうそう、こないだの検査でさ、尿酸値が出ちゃってよ。神さんがうるさくってさ。
了解立てまつるものなりや。
だからコーネリアちゃん、 法語は使わなくていいって。おかしな言葉使ってたら注文間違っちゃうでしょ。
Yeah, apparently so.
うん。お蕎麦屋は外部と知りたまえ。外部とは法語でと含む規定で。
大丈夫、新人さん。もう一回注文お願いできる？
謹慎謹んで申し上げたてまする。注文は以下と知りたまえ。鴨せいろ一つ、鴨せいろ大盛り一つ、天ぷら関東風一つ、カツ丼一つ。
天ぷらはお蕎麦とうどんどっち？あとカツ丼はね、関東風の卵とじと関西風のソースと2つあるの、うちは。
Oh my god. To be honest, even I myself am confused by this conversation. Like, what is going on here?
謹んでお尋ね申し上げる。再度詳細を説明したまえ。
Poor thing. Cornelia had never even been to a noodle shop before, let alone order delivery from one. Her first order from a noodle shop proved to be considerably more difficult to her than the personnel examination of the Great Court, first class.
コーネリアちゃん。だから言ったじゃん。法語だと注文間違うよって。
This would have been the correct order. One large order of duck, one large order of morisoba, one tempura udon, one order of katsudon. Since she hadn't specified udon or soba for her tempura, the restaurant had assumed they wanted a sort of combination platter. The only things she'd gotten right in the end were the duck and the katsudon. She had misordered the two other things. Cornelia hadn't been able to complete her first job. Ordering lunch. Oh my god. The older workers that had gone shopping to the convenience store instead whispered things like kids these days and a lazy generation behind her back. She had been told it'd be better for her to drop the form of speech, but she had obstinately refused. As the end result, the co-workers who generally were understanding towards rookies now treated her like a package of chopsticks that refused to open. The atmosphere at the workplace had taken a drastic turn from the relaxed morning to the exasperated afternoon. So, her life as a new worker continued. There was a world of difference between the training institute that had rewarded her strict attention to duty with high remarks, and the real world that quickly tired of her attitude. Her plan to advance towards her dream had been thrown off course. Looking at her face in the bathroom mirror, she sighed over the loss of ambition she saw reflected there. Oh man.
逃げる。
Hey, Gertrude. She'd been staring into the mirror, and naturally hadn't expected a voice to speak up from behind. Escaping? Who? Whence? Eh? Turning around, she saw a staff member of a different department. The 7th department. No, she wasn't just any staff member. No mistaking it, the cap she was wearing had ears.
失礼申し上げたてまつる。同志異端審問官。
幸せが。
あは。
耳はあるが、まだ審問官じゃない。
え？あ、失礼申し上げたてまつる。同志上級補佐官。
逃げる。
This conversation wasn't making any sense. But this woman with beautiful long blonde hair had to be a senior aide that had passed the Inquisitor examination. Just passing the examination isn't enough to guarantee a place among the Inquisitors of Heresy. Each jurisdiction has a fixed number of Inquisitors on staff, so one has to wait for a vacancy. The aides that still lack a seat despite having the qualifications are called senior aides by the department. That still lack a seat despite having the qualifications. are called senior aides. Okay. Those senior aides, who would eventually become inquisitors themselves, assisted the inquisitors on important missions. Now, of course, they got to work on the front lines. Cornelia's wide open eyes showed signs of longing and envy, but hearing even a senior aide speaking this colloquially was sort of depressing.
近景、謹んでお尋ね申し上げる。逃げるとは何か教えたまえ。
幸福が逃げる。
なぜナリア？
ため息をつくと。
Eh? Every time you sigh, a little bit of happiness escapes. She really took a roundabout way to express that simple sentiment. It's hard to believe that someone who seems to be having trouble to even carry on a simple conversation is actually a senior aide. Nah, that's not normally how she talks, though. Like, I wonder why she is talking like this right now. But maybe it isn't all bad. Everyone thinks I'm weird now too. If there was a chance for someone as strange as her to become a senior aide, it's... aide? Oh my god. Senior aide. Senior aide? It's not so bad to think there might be a chance for me. I guess you got a point.
抜いた方がいい。
肩の力をナリア。
そうそう。
感謝申し上げ奉る。そのように心得るものなり。
肩の力を。
もう聞いたものと知りたまえ。
うっかり。
What a strange person. It's annoying how she says one word at a time, and it makes it difficult to understand her. Of course, someone like me, who's practically obsessed with core language, doesn't really have room to judge. Maybe I'm the only one that bothers to fuss over core language. I mean, this isn't normal language either, what she's doing right over here, so... I wonder if I'm just trying to impose it upon everyone around me because the service regulation says it's the correct way of speaking. Maybe Gertrude is talking like this to make Cornelia understand how difficult it is for her to talk with somebody that uses such a drastically different language. To make her see the other perspective. That's what Gertrude is trying to do here. As it was clearly stated right over here. As I ask myself that, I can't help but hang my head and sigh again. And then happiness escapes once more, once you sigh. And then the senior aide spoke much faster, though it was still barely the speed of regular speech. She admonished me.
異端審問官の仕事は異端を審問することで法語を喋ることではない。
I was speechless. There was nothing to be said in response. Perhaps if my lazy co-workers had said it like that, I wouldn't have given it a moment's thought. However, it was impossible to ignore the words of a senior aide.
申し訳ないと申し訳
I'm sorry.
ありません。
Yeah, there you go. It really had been a long time since I last used colloquialism. It had been a really long time since I last used colloquialisms. It was almost embarrassing. As I hang my head low again, blushing in shame, the senior aide saw straight to my core. Man. Like, imagine... and we just had this Tsubasa story like last time with the Valentine's Day letters. Imagine if Cornelia right now would see the kind of language that Delanor used in her Valentine's Day letter. Like, that would break her world. She pointed at a notice attached to the bulletin board in the hallway. It stated that the Human Resources Department was accepting project applications. It was a request for motivated staff members to come up with a voluntary public projects. in the department would consider outstanding proposals for actual implementation. He had been so depressed earlier that my downturned eyes hadn't noticed the announcement. Wait, what? Voluntary public projects. And the department will consider outstanding proposals for actual implementation. Voluntary public projects.
近景謹んで申し上げ立てまつる。
Abruptly, the senior aide met my eyes and spoke in court language.
初心に帰り、己が情熱をもう一度見つめ直したまえ。あなたに期待するものなり。
And that was my first meeting with senior aide Gertrude. And my first impression was of a quiet woman who was just as peculiar as me. Knowing that someone so strange, with that choking accent, had managed to pass the Inquisitor examination. It filled me with confidence. But really, she was an excellent aide. Anyone and everyone recognized that. She just had a dull, awkward way of talking. She may not have had any real friends and people may have found her difficult to approach, but everyone acknowledged that she supported the 7 official Inquisitors of Eisenjungfrau from the shadows as their honorary 8th member. Seven Inquisitors. Of the 7th Department. That's why I was increasingly inspired and decided to take on the challenge he had pointed out to me. Yeah. Propose like a project. What kind of project though? I might have had problems dealing with the people in my office, but studying and essays are my forte. Since the deadline was soon, I decided to submit a short-term project. Okay. Halloween was just around the corner. Nah. You cannot go wrong with some Halloween activity around here. And that's why I decided to make Halloween the subject of my proposal. For humans, Halloween is a time when ghosts and other apparitions can intermingle with our world. It was the same for those that weren't human. Since the travel restrictions between the human world, hell, and heaven are greatly relaxed during Halloween, it's a cause for much celebration. As is typically the case with celebrations, some rowdy folks tend to come out of the woodwork, to the extent that some of them cross the line. As such, petty crime always seems to abound during the Halloween period. Cornelia's proposal eventually turned out as Project Law and Order during Halloween. Dun, 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 dun. Of course, in the absence of the necessary arrangement and manpower, her project did not get high praise. I guess it was a little bit difficult. It was a little bit too difficult. Regardless, somehow she was elected for the jury's special award. Okay. It was a prize awarded to a project that tried to challenge its boundaries but couldn't be implemented due to budgetary and regulatory reasons. Okay, well that's good. That's good. Yeah, I can imagine that with someone like Cornelia, she would go overboard with how strict she is. She would want a lot of things implemented. Well, at least the board sees that effort, even if they are not able to do it. So that's good. They are at least aware of that, and they give Cornelia something. Well, it was no wonder that a hasty proposal wouldn't lead to a hasty promotion. Even so, it had been a great opportunity to display her true self and passion. If it affects her employee performance evaluation, perhaps her dreams of being reassigned to a more desirable department won't be so distant after all.
コーネリア3等司祭特別賞おめでとう。これ副賞の鉛筆セットね。
Hey, a pencil set. The chief clerk, a first-class minister, publicly awarded her the prize during the morning assembly. I mean, a pencil set doesn't really mean much to me, but It surely must mean something to Cornelia. Her co-workers clapped their hands, but she could also overhear them gossiping on pleasantries under their breaths.
あのプロジェクト、わざわざ書いて送ったんだな。
真面目な子なのは認めるんだけどね。
若いね。元気だね。
To seem diligent? She is the literal definition of being diligent.
ゆとりだね。
For someone working here, she sure has a lot of free time, submitting project proposals and all that. What a strange character. Or maybe she doesn't like her current workplace. Apparently, that's how she seemed to the others. Well, it's not like you are giving her any fulfilling and important works to begin with. Bunch of asses. Not that this would be enough to disarm Cornelia. Burning with passion, she fought back to her first days at the job and clenched her fists. Alright, well, what's next? The chief clerk did take some issue with Cornelia's interpersonal relationships at the office, but she also had an eye for her abundant passion and earnestness. That explained why she had printed out copies of the proposal and handed them out to the whole staff, setting Cornelia up with the opportunity to present it in front of everyone.
緊急謹んで申し上げ立てまつる。我が立案シェシプロジェクト名はハロウィン後期粛清プロジェクトなりや。
Chatter. Cornelia's chest puffed up with pride as she declared the outline of her project to the audience. First of all, the troubling matter of the various misdemeanors frequently committed by the fickle and frivolous demons and apparitions during the Halloween period. In order to prevent this, the various public agencies would each conduct campaigns from their respective positions. This has not traditionally been under the purview of the Great Court, but as the defenders of the law, there is no good reason to overlook the situation. The Great Court sees that its job is to simply judge and nothing else, when in fact more effort could be spent on preventing people from having to be judged in the first place. Cornelia had written that the personnel of Great Court should raise public awareness on the issue in order to prevent crime and other sources of trouble. Indeed, what she said made a lot of sense.
まずそのためには大法院職員自らが模範となるべく一層の後期粛清を行うと知りたまえ。
って具体的には？
The single most likely misdemeanor to occur at Halloween is violent behavior due to intoxication. At least intoxication. Okay, yeah. I have seen that firsthand at Halloween parties. It is impossible to educate the intoxicated people about stopping to act violently. Therefore, it is better to crack down on the source of the problem, intoxication. No wonder one could say that witches are like one of the #1 enemies to inquisitors, who would go against stuff like Noxes and like their rules and such. Beatrice herself is #1 enemy due to how much she drinks during the night.
大法院職員はハロウィン期間中には飲酒に関わる不祥事に特に過敏となり模範となるべきと知りたてまつれ。よって大法院職員はハロウィン期間中は一切の飲酒を禁ずるものなり。
Oh man. But I can imagine that this is like drinking alcohol is the one thing that people like the most about Halloween. So I get the feeling that some people are going to be really mad about this, that they are no longer going to be able to drink during Halloween.
また未成年の非行の温床となることから合わせて職員の喫煙も禁止すると知りたまえ。
Chatter. Simply put, most of the staff was heavy smokers. People who were more or less heavy drinkers weren't a small part of the staff either. Yeah, she is definitely not raising like good points in the eyes of many people around here. As for the staff members who neither smoked nor drank, well, at least among those present, Cornelia was the only one. Okay. I was thinking that there were some people. God damn it. Am I the only one who is not smoking or drinking that much? Like, I'm not smoking like at all.
我ら職員が模範を示すことを公示し、模範を示さねば人心に届くことはないと知りたまえ。よって当プロジェクトにより本日からハロウィン期間終了まで当係の飲酒と喫煙の一切を禁止するものと知りたまえ。
I mean, I guess one could say that I would have no problem smoking in the first place, given that I have no lungs to worry about to begin with. Because I'm a skeleton.
課長の決裁が出てます。皆さん、よろしくお願いします。
Hearing those words, the crowd had once again started chattering.
組合のお月見が来週あるんですが、これはコーネリアちゃんのプロジェクトより前から決まってるから例外ですよね。
近景謹んで申し上げ立てまつる。当プロジェクトには一切の例外はなきものと知りたまえ。飲酒・喫煙の許可はその一件ごとに部長に書面にて許可が必要なものと知りたまえ。
It should be obvious to anyone that these moon viewing parties consist primarily of drinking and socializing over that. Obvious to anyone but Cornelia, that is. For the other staff members, it was a necessary way to relax, but where it was nothing but impulsive and immoral behavior.
そこまでの模範を尽くした上で、当係職員一同は本来勤務時間以降、駅前・繁華街等で啓発グッズ頒布に従事。一般にハロウィン期間中の後期粛清の理解と協力を求めるものなり。
それ残業ですよね。ハロウィン期間中ずっと
残業代出るんですか？
課長から残業代の対象にしてもいいと指示が出ています。ただし今期はすでに残業代がキツキツですので、
私子供の迎えとかあるんで残業困るんですけど。
It was supposed to have been a wonderful, passionate project. If we want to demand law and order from others, we must first demand it from ourselves. Right? Cornelius' chest made a pot with youthful passion and pride. That didn't lessen the pain of having to hear the nasty whispering and chattering of the other staff members. Immediately that same evening, the chief secretary of the labor union had gone to talk directly to the head of the department. He demanded the withdrawal of the cancellation of the moon viewing party and the bans on drinking and smoking. He also wanted a swift response to the matter of withdrawing overtime work compensation. With drinking and smoking being individual rights outlined in the Constitution, prohibiting them is exceedingly likely to be considered a human rights violation. He requested rewarding the ban from prohibited to restricted. Regarding mandatory overtime work, he voiced a strict disapproval, citing public service regulations as well as reports of related court cases that had been stalked in the union office. He argued that in this case overtime work must not be mandatory, but should be left up to each staff member's judgment, and suggested rewarding the proposal as to encourage everyone to show their initiative. And as for the already planned moon viewing event, General Secretariat had already sent a donation and the event could not be suspended without informing the cabinet. It would be quite enough to simply uphold law and order and simply proceed with Halloween as usual. To ensure smooth negotiations with the union in the future, head of the department approved of all the demands. The word endeavor was added to every point of Cornelius' project, effectively defanging the whole proposal from all enforceability. However, Cornelia happened to love the word endeavor, so without giving it much thought, she agreed to all the amendments. Okay, the next day, Cornelia was astonished to see that clouds of tobacco smoke hanging over the workplace had not lessened in the slightest from yesterday. Reminding her co-workers that they should have been making every effort to abstain from smoking Halloween. They told her,
いやー、何度も禁煙しようとはしてるんだけど、難しくってね。努力はしてんだけどね。
and they're even using the word endeavoring.
するとさ、能率が上がるんだよ。これ今日中に決済に回さないといけないし。してるよ、禁煙の努力は。難しいんだけどね。
Same answers every time. Non-smokers wouldn't understand. Now off you go. Then what about abstaining from drinking at least? I thought they could at least apply self-discipline during the moon viewing party, but not a single member of the department staff present agreed to that either.